Okay, and welcome back to the round 12 of the RIZE Racing League Division 1. I am, as always, your host, R8 Storms, and tonight we have the brand new track, Portugal, or Portimao. A lovely track this, one of my favourites, a lovely one, a very historical one as well. Obviously there's quite a few corners here where it's going to be very difficult to watch out for. First corner is going to be a big one in my opinion. If you take that one too tight, you're definitely going to be ending up in that gravel, and if you go so far in that gravel, you're not coming back out pretty much. This is always going to be one of my favourite tracks. Hopefully we're going to see something good tonight. So as usual, we start time off this time with going through the standings. So obviously, with Haas not being able to score any points last week due to a crash out from both drivers, a very unlucky one nonetheless. This now leads Hypnotic to take over everybody else with the win and take McLaren up to first place, now with 166 points, with both Haas, twins, Carson Arnold and Niemec Gerk chasing him down by his heels on 155 points. Then it's the Mercedes twins for 4th and 5th, which are Iregal on 151 points and Flawless on 149 points. So then we go on to the constructors. Haas still got a mighty lead, however Mercedes are chomping down. They do not want to be left out of this one, with only 10 points away now from Haas, who are on a 310 and Mercedes are on a 300. McLaren slightly, quite a bit behind actually, on 244 points, but Alpine is closing on McLaren with 224 points. And finally Red Bull taking up the rear with 210 points. Not seen right now, it's really something for Red Bull. They need to really hope and buck up really with this one and try and score some points. But we all know it's going to be a tough one. But we now move on to qualifying. And it looks like we're going to be having rain today in race, apparently, with the weather report coming through. However, qualifying so far is going to stay dry, for now anyway. And it's either best don't mess, kicking us off here to start off with qualifying. And there are going to be quite a few areas on this track where the rumble strips you just need to avoid. It's a very good track, this one, as long as you play it safe and just keep calm along the tracks. A lot more people now joining the Rest Don't Mess on their hot laps. Still missing out on a few people here today, obviously, as a few people weren't able to make it. Obviously, we now see the return of the faithful Slowest Kingers. Good to have him back recently. Man was known for being quite quick in the early stages of the season, had to bow out of it due to problems. But we're now glad to welcome him back with open arms. And hopefully he brings back the fire as he always does. So just one person, or just a few people now starting to begin to go on their hot laps. Right now. Obviously, Drowsy there being caught out by that corner is going to have to definitely rethink his options. It is a very tough corner, that one, and if you aren't careful, you will go off. Best don't mess. Coming through, but weirdly slowing down here. I guess must have had some sort of problem here that forced him to not do well. Flawless though, coming in with the fastest time overall with a 1:18.1. Not a bad time at all. And oh, almost hits Bucko there. Very good brakes there from Bucko to mind that. That's a very, very close one. You don't want to be messing up like that, realistically. AMG Smithy joining us in tonight for the reserves, I believe. And some invalidation problems though. A few more people now. Tommy Ladd coming in with a bit of a slow time compared to Flawless. Vinny Cusin coming on to his hot lap. A little bit shaky there by the looks of it. Struggling for some control maybe or something. Don't know too much about that one. It's just a lovely track, this one, with the winds and turns. It's very nice. Regal, by the way, coming in with a 1:18.4, just slowly behind his teammate. Not too bad. Yeah, a little bit shaky. That's going to cost him a few milliseconds, that, if he keeps it up. A little bit late on the brakes as well. Bit of a snap there, good save though. A bit of a slight bit of a run off there from Tommy Ladd. He's just waiting right now, kindly letting people pass. That's quite good of him. Gonna do it again here with Ross Wales right now, man in third place. Not a bad time from him whatsoever. If he's keeping up with Regal, that's very good of him. There Ross does go for that second attempt on a hot lap, but was unable to do any better. A few more people coming in now. Vinny Cusin still not able to keep up with that, but obviously I think they might be trying again for that. We're trying again. It looks like we've got a Facetted Prune here who's gone off on the same corner. I warn you people, that corner will cause a lot of problems tonight, trust me. It is a very dangerous one. Infinite going out. I wasn't able to catch that one. I do apologise, whoever did see it. And Vinny Cusin has gone off, by the way, also in the exact same corner. Flawless though, coming in with a 1:17.8. That's a lot more like him. AMG Smithy coming in with a bit of a slow time there, realistically, with a 1:23. not really qualifying one standard, qualifying 2 or 3 standards. Another person has also run off, by the way. I believe it is the Williams of Tommy Ladd. He had some problems as well. That corner is going to be catching out a lot of people there. Flawless though, braves it right now. A very good performance from these right now. Lee McGirt coming through, steadies the ship there going through. A very tough braking point, that one. It tends to catch out a lot of drivers there. And it looks like the seated prune has done the exact same thing again, catching himself out. That corner is a very devil one to deal with. So those fresh brand new softs will not be enjoying that right now. Anyway, as we go back to Lee McGurk, coming along the final straight here. We will have DRS in a second. A 118.6, not as fast as we'd expect from Lee McGurk. Ross Wales still holding that third position. 2 Ferraris now coming up. Few people deciding to... Bucko deciding to go out on the mediums here. And oh, it's a spin. And Smithy has retired from the... I believe that was willingly. Right now I do believe that's willingly. I don't see him on the track anywhere else. But yeah, Bucko having a bit of problem on those medium tyres. I don't really know why he's chosen mediums. Same for Slowest King as Slowest King is at his usual approach on those mediums. I think going to start off his hot lap. So this is the man that's just come back as well. I don't think I have a lot of experience with this course. It's a very difficult one to get your head round. Also, Seated Prune for the 3rd time now has been caught out by that corner. A very annoying thing that he's going to be going over in his head, constantly thinking of. Nautic on the back of Seated Prune here. Seated Prune's going to have to give way here, but does not give way at all. It's going to be a bit dangerous there. Slowest King is knocking a lot of time off there. It looks like Luxie has gone off there, by the way. And Acerb now joining his teammate in the spin committee. Not setting a good example right now. Slowest King is coming down to the final straight here, knocking off 11 seconds right now. That could be a good 119, maybe 118 on those mediums. A 118.2 on the mediums is very impressive of Slowest Kingers. Truly to see there that the man still can do it. Ross Wales goes out again. Don't know too much why. But seems to be doing well. Seated Prune still struggling with this track, by the way. He's really not able to get his head around this one. It is a tough track to do. But an abundance of time he should have. able to navigate it safely there, but we have a spin-off. I believe it is Cerro who's has gone for the spin there on that first corner. And he's just stopping to let some drivers past. And now the Best Don't Mess has retired from the session, going off the track on that first corner. Sarah's going to just... because he just missed his turn-off point completely. Ran straight into that wall. Got to be careful around that bit. The first corner is incredibly dangerous. And Neil McGurk's been caught out by the first corner as well. Being caught on the gravel again. Neil McGurk really struggling for time right now. A few people still unable to set hot laps right now. The track limits has been a big issue for this course, as you can see. Cerro finally able to nail a time on the board, putting him 10th, knocking Tommy Ladd down a little bit further down the pecking order. And Tommy Ladd able to leave the session apparently. Some network issues probably. Bucko, Bucko, Acerb and Luxie. Both need to, all three really need to start picking up the pace here. Don't know why Luxie's still driving around quite slow. To run off some stuff. I wonder if he's having some bad problems here. Don't know what's going on with Luxie. Bucko now finally able to register a time of a 1:20.7, putting him into Q2. So far, anyway. Both Acerb and Luxie need to set a time here. Luxie finally does and goes 14th fastest, but that won't do overall. Needs to do an actual time here. weird stuff going on here right now. No idea what he's doing. And Bucco has been disqualified from the session. I don't know why, I think maybe he's stopping on the track or something. And Lucy has also crashed out. I realise why. So due to them being reserves, they aren't able to go into the next qualifying due to the fact of just not being allowed. As that is the new rule and regulation we've added now. Reserves aren't allowed just in case it hinders more people's times. Okay, and that is the end of qualifying, so I'm afraid we'll be saying goodbye to Infinite, Bucco, and I, the best, don't mess, who all either crashed out or were reserves, so weren't allowed to set a time. Starting to look a bit overdraft here, so people are going to definitely be shooting out quite fast to try and get some times down before the rain does come along. It looks to be maybe a qualifying 3 rain by the looks of this one. Right now, both Ferraris are leading the charge. Those two do not want to be caught out by this rain. Drowsy is catching Lucy though, so there may be a bit of a problem going on here where one of them's going to have to slow down a little bit and let the other one through. Or Drowsy's going to have to slow down and give him space maybe, but we don't know yet because this could lead to some bad problems here. And Lucy does bend the knee. It's quite nice of him to make sure that his teammate is okay. Now Drowsy has got that clean air, plus the toe from the straight makes it a lot easier for him to drive through. You're really trying to avoid that corner there. You don't want to go too tight on it or you will start having problems with spinning. So we have our first person to go off. I think it's Cero who's been caught in that gravel strip. That first corner is a devil. I do keep telling you guys, it is not a fun one to be around. I guess Cero's re-graveling his tyres right now, for no reason. And Drowsy goes fastest with a 118.2 overall. A few more times will be coming in now in a minute. Unless there isn't going to be any more times. There we go, the Flaws comes in. So does Nemec Gurk, both on the softs right now. Weird choice to go on. In my opinion, I'd be going for a medium to hard compound for the race overall, or a soft, medium, soft, or sorry, a soft, medium, medium, or a medium, soft, soft. You really want to be starting on the mediums tonight, in my opinion. But some people can make these tyres go for a while, so it is up to them. Nemec Gurk taking those tight run-off positions to make sure he doesn't have to wear those tyres out any further than he already has to. Showing some respect there to Irigo, who's just gone straight through the grass there, struggling for a bit of problem. Having some weird problems here going from... Ah, there we go. Kind of waiting for Vinicius to pass, very nice of him. Vinicius going fastest overall, by the way, forgot to mention that. They're 117.9. And slowest Kingers, the man, the myth, the legend, the man that's returned, has just set the fastest lap of qualifying 2. Luxie is in also the grass. A little bit of a problem going on there, clearly. Acerp going through, having a bit of problems right now by the looks of it with his car. The seat approved. I apologise, folks. I saw a thing that when someone yawns near you, you yawn as well. Tommy Ladd coming in with a nicer pair of softs. following up the back of Acerp. Hypnotic on those mediums looks to be going for a good time here, but somehow his deployer has been used already. That may be a bit of a glitch there, I don't know. It looks like it's still being used quite in chunks. I don't know. Acerp coming to the end of his time now. And setting a 1:39.7, not really a time that's going to be a difficult one to beat. A little bit shaky, and that's track limit straight away. That first corner, I keep saying to everybody, very, very dangerous. There's a few corners here, near the start of sector 2 corner, and that first corner are the most dangerous on this track. You can't do much with them. And Drowsy's come out again. It's a bit of a weird one going on right now. Ross Wales coming out right now with the faster time than before on those fresh softs. He may have gone out on the mediums already and then didn't like his time, so he's decided to go out on those softs. And does go significantly faster, putting himself 4th place, taking over Neil McGurk for the 2nd time in qualifying. I'm sure McGurk is not going to be happy with that. But right now we are seeing a definite power climb of the Red Bull. It's clear that Honda engine has had some improvements, and Ross Wales has come out swinging today. Ross Wales able to go even further up with a 1:17 now, breaking into that one. Slowest King is retiring, truly thinking he does not need to do any better. Drowsy roller coming in, gaining a few seconds onto his original Sector 1 time. Going a little wide there. This is not really the perfect one to go for qualifying. Passes Ross Wales, loses it though on the straight, but catches it there. Lovely save by Drowsy. He may not have been able to do a good qualifying time there, but he will indefinitely be known for that save there. It's a good thing, because that could have ended his qualifying dreams right then and there. I'm assuming he's going to go jump back into the pits now, or go for a second lap. Don't want to be working up those softs too much though. Making sure that they're okay. And that brings an end to qualifying there. Right now, Slowest King does stay at the top, with Vinnie Cusin, Ross Wales, Drowsy taking up the top 4 spots. Neil McGurk then starts to follow back here a little bit. Well, to be honest, I don't want to say too much yet, because Flores is on his lap right now and is looking to do really well on those brand new softs. You can see the idea now with iRegal and Flawless both splitting off, having different strategies. Flawless looking very dangerous on this track and takes second place, knocking Ross Wales down to the top 4. Cerro and Acerb right now are the only people that can have a chance at taking it, and both are unable to do anything worth there, so they're going to both just pit right now. And that brings an end to qualifying. Slowest King is Flawless, and Vinnie Cusin and Ross Wales make the top 4. All in the 117 clubs. Then Drowsy and Neil McGurk taking up a very low time on the 118s, but still on the 118s are not as impressive. Then iRegal, Faceta Prune lead up the 7th and 8th positions with a 118.4. Only person on the mediums that makes it into Q3, so we'll have a bit of a tyre bonus there going into the race. Well, however, though, if it's going to be starting on rain, if it's a starting rain race, then there's no real point in bringing out the mediums whatsoever. But if it's going to be one of those bits where it's just going to be maybe 10 laps or something, then start raining, then you might have the chance of mediums. But obviously we're unable to get the weather report. I only get what people tell me, so we don't know yet. But unless people have realised something that I haven't, until just this revelation now, then there we go. And also, 9th and 10th is Hypnotic and Tommy Light. A little bit slow for Hypnotic, obviously on those mediums, not able to perform as well as everyone else. Some nice times being put out right now, nothing too amazing, however, Flawless does go wide there, causing some, Arrigo does go wide there. And Slow as King is right now, setting a very fast time. The fastest overall. Very impressive there, taking pole position so far, or provisional pole. Some very impressive times being put out right now. Nick McGurk finally been able to crack that 118 barrier is very good. Only a few more minutes, 4 minutes to go now. A few more people need to come out and set some good times there. Ross Wales needs to come out and try and push here and get back into that top 5, top 6 position. So on comes the time there. Ross Wales able to knock off 2/10 off his final sector there. Looking good so far. Can he push back into 6th place off Drowsy? Go even further. As now on this last little bit of a corner here. If he can hold it. A good corner there. And able to set a fast time, beating out Drowsy for 6th place. Try and use the momentum from the original. Seated Prune and Hypnotic both coming out on their outlaps now on fresh, brand new tyres. Hypnotic's about to go on board. Also, Hypnotic's about to race. We'll go on board with him as he comes along this turning here. You can really see those brakes starting to heat up, by the way, and you go across and have a look through. It's a lovely thing to watch. A lot of people now coming out on brand new, fresh, soft tyres, trying to get the edge over each other. With just 1/10 in between Slowest Kings and Iron Regal, it is really all to play for right now. Right now, looking quite dangerous. Deploy, however, has been a problematic one with the invalidation as well. On board right now with the fastest person overall, Slowest Kingers. Ross Wales needs to keep rounding him really soon, by the way, also. Fastest sector overall there for sector 2 for Slowest Kingers. We're looking at an even better time right now, near the end of this qualifying. Flawless set a 1:17.18, a very fast time indeed. While the Slowest Kingers is coming up the rear with a very, very fast time himself. But does not take any hope there, but he's going to have to try and do another lap maybe here. Carry the speed from his old one to through this one. Mistake there though was going to cause a few problems. Going wide there will invalidate as well. Unlucky for him. Vinny Cusin takes the second spot on the front row also. Regal, Slowest Kingers is now at the mercy of Regal here really. Who's also looking pretty good so far. As we catch him on his final bit here. And weirdly he slows down. I guess he wanted to be, I guess he'd rather be 4th place than 3rd, I guess. It is a good position on the outside of the track, it gives you more room, but then it leads you to be more forced off on this in a corner here, but each to their own then. Ross Whale invalidating, so he's not able to go any more up. Now Hypnotic. Oh. Ross Wales and City Prune look to have stayed the same here, so that is the end of qualifying. Flawless and Vinny Cusin on the front row today, followed by Slowest Kingers and Regal, a Mercedes sandwich there pretty much, or sorry, a Mercedes bread there for that lovely sandwich. With a slight bit of collision there, so that was a weird one. Okie dokie, there you can see the qualifying times are back in a second. Okay then, for the formation lap then, and it is a nice and lovely wet lap there. It's going to be a very wet one today, but however it's only going to be inters for now apparently. Okay then, so then I'll be bringing my overall predictions for tonight, and I'm thinking Flawless, Slowest Kingers and Vinny Cusin to take the podiums tonight. On my microphone. Do apologise. And then, so I've already separated my podiums, and I'm thinking for the dark horse tonight also is going to be Ross Wales and Drowsy. Those two are going to bring out some fireworks tonight. Okay then. Now we are officially racing. Off we go. Some moves being made already. Hypnotic. So Drowsy moving past Ross Wales here. Ross Wales starting to drop down the grid quite fast here. Going to the first corner though. Hypnotic being forced off the track there by Bucko, and Acerb does spin, causing some problems here, and Hypnotic to fall down the pecking order massively, with Bucko causing some trouble there. Vinny Cusin, though, pushing Flawlessness to the edge here, taking the inside lane and taking first place from him, but Flawless does not want to back down here. Infinite and Bucko jostling as well, trying to take some points around here. Braking area is going to be a little bit tight today so far. Vinny Cusin, Ross Wales has now been caught with a time penalty. He's battling against Luxie right now. Luxie's being pushed on by Cero. Hypnotic's kind of working way up the ladder now from what it was originally, but Infinite is causing some blockages and a big gap to open up here. Ooh, and it's a collision here from Bucko, who's missed the braking zone and forced Hypnotic to go off the track again now for a second time. And Hypnotic has now dropped second to last here, with Smithy being the only person behind him. And Smithy's even pushing up against him, forcing him off the track here. There is some serious collision here being held on Hypnotic. I don't know what's going on there, but that is some serious problems going on for Hypnotic. So there's some serious problems going on now, and Hypnotic has gone to the back of the grid. Don't look at what the thing is telling you. Hypnotic is now last place. Got some spins here also. And it's Faceted Prune going off the track in that first corner, and just don't rev the tyres too much on this bit here. You've got to be nice and steady. You can't speed around with inters like he's doing. Ross Wales though making a move on Tommy Ladd. I do apologise, by the way, I've not enabled all the stuff. I do apologise for that. I thought it looked off. I thought it looked off. I am sorry, guys. Ross Wales though losing out to 2 positions there due to a bit of a problem with his going through. Drowsy now beginning to chase on the pack of Irigal. Nemec Gert, by the way, moving up past it, and Irigal dropping down 1. A good bit of change there between them. And it looks to be a full rain race today, so there's going to be some serious stuff going on. But right now, this is a very good battle here between Slowest Kingers and Flawless. Flawless has the inside lane though, but it's cost Slowest Kingers to back down there. A good hold-off strategy there. Nemec Gert slithering around there, trying to see if any of them make a mistake and punch a hole through. Which, there has been a mistake here. Nemec Gert's going to try and pounce on it, and he does take the lead. Not the lead, but 3rd place from Slowest Kingers. Slowest Kingers is not going to be happy about that, and there's been a severe collision from Cero and Luxie. Both of them crashing out here. Well, I guess not. Just Luxie is okay. Hypnotic's now beginning to work himself back up from what happened. Bucco's caused a spin again. Hope it doesn't happen for tomorrow's race. Nemec Gert moving up the ladder slowly but surely. Vinny Cusin taking a real strong lead here right now. Starting to pull himself away. I think it was good to go for him being one of my podium finishers. But it's up to Flawless and Slowest Kingers now to try and get in there. Starting to break up now. The group's starting to form here realistically. Vinny Cusin in his own. Flawless and Nemec Gert and Slowest Kingers, Irigal and Drowsy Brawler are all together. They're your top groups right now. We need to start looking at here. There's going to be some tough action here. It's the old classic right now. This is like Senna and Prost, Hamilton and Verstappen. This right now is the biggest rivalry in the thing I see so far. Flawless and Nemec Gert, both 2 good racers. Nemec Gert has good race pace, whereas Flawless has amazing qualifying pace. Both do have a decent other paces though. However, like Nemec Gert has decent qualifying pace, and Flawless has decent race pace. But one shines out a lot more than the other right now. But Slowest King is also caught catching up, pushing Irigal down further with Drowsy by himself. There's a good battle going on here between Infinite and Ross Wales. Some good cut-off right now. Both have quite high ERSs also as well. Slowest King is now just slowly moving up there. I'm hilarious, me. Totally. Nemec Gert having a bit of a snap there, caused him to lose some time to the car in front. This rain does not look like it's going to be having any sort of problems here. Also, there's been a yellow flag here for Drought. No, for Luxie actually. With him slowing down now. And oh, a bit of a bump there on the back of Either West Don't Mess to get through. A bit of a naughty one that. Right now, AMG Smithy. Okay, something's definitely wrong with Hypnotic's deploy, by the way, because I have no idea what's going on with it. But Smithy's really holding up right now at Hypnotic. And there's been a spin here off Ross Wales. Oh dear, indeed. Both Red Bulls simultaneously spinning out right now, and that means it's going to be a very tough time for the Red Bulls to do well here. Flawless. Still holding out against Nemec Gurk. Slowest King is starting to distance himself from them too. The two rivals go ahead right now. There's still a big bit of tension here right now. Hypnotic trying to use every little nook and cranny he can to get away from Smithy. Smithy's trying to use a hold onto that ARS here and keep using it. Yeah, so Hypnotic is able to use his bit of a problem there on the downshifts there by the looks of that, by the way. Slowest King is all over the back of Nemec Gurk here, but starting some problems by that snap there real quick. Slowest King is still struggling with this wet weather by the looks of it. Whereas Nemec Gurk is definitely shining right now and just needs to pass Flawless when he can, but with obviously no DRS. He's going to really struggle, and it also looks like Ross Wales, never mind not him, Bucko has spun. Lucy chasing down the back of Either Best Don't Mess, and a bit of a dirty brake check there from Either Best Don't Mess. This is not a person that I am happy to see racing constantly in this league now with his dirty moves. Right there you can see it's just not, it's not part of what RIZE is right now. A little bit of a shaky problem there. Ross Wales a little bit all over the place right now. So Sarah ASAP's going to try and sneak through, and he does. Bit of a nightmare right now for Ross Wales. I think they may have some damage, isn't it, maybe? Obviously we don't know right now, but we'd like to find out. Nemec Gurk all over the back of Flawless as usual. So is Kingers, but that snap there caused him to drop back a lot further than he would like of. And Nemec Gurk makes a move here. It's a very tense one though, with a bit of a problem for both drivers there. Flawless having a lot more. Oh, there comes the scoreboard messing around again, I think. Flawless having a lot more of an ERS here to work with. Nemec Gurk burning through his. Flawless goes wide though. Nemec Gurk is opening it for the taken. He's pushing up, but he's on the wetter part of the track, so he's not going to have some trouble here. Bit of a tap there. Hope that doesn't cause him front wing damage to happen to this two clinical group. This is amazing to watch right now. I do apologise for not focusing on the other people other people with cameras, but this right now is one of the biggest racing dramas that I can see going on track. Move down here to Ross Wales, who looks like to be chasing down. And it looks like AMG Smithy has had a bit of a spinning problem there right now. With Faceta Brune. Bit of a snap there from Nemeth Gurk. I've got to quickly say that's going to cost him some time though, and it's going to leave a very, very big gap. Oh, this bloody scoreboard. The slowest King is to take, but doesn't. So King is now the 3-second penalty. That's going to really not play into the hands. Vinny Cusin right now is running away with this right now. It's very, very impressive how he's just taken that first corner. Sorry, taking that first. This is heating up right now. Right now, Ross Wales is trying to regain some hope here from the trouble he's had earlier. Can he do it right now? Slow as King is. Sorry, Nemeth Gurk still chasing the back. Flawless here. Got to be careful not to lose any sort of footing. They've both got activated the ARS here. Nemeth Gurk's pushing him, but going to have to give up here. He's not able to catch up fast enough. It looks like the rain is starting to slow down a little bit, maybe. Floss made enough move there, but oh, Nemeth Gurk is unable to capitalise on it. This right now is heating up. Lucy and Cerro going at it also. Both activating ARS right now, not one to. And a bit of a rough takeover there. Second, just having some problems going on. The drink's just been spilled. back near the end of the safety car that our Eagle had caused due to the spin and everything, and safety car has been brought in this lap. I have cleaned up my last drink and got a new one. Do apologise. With almost all the grid forming up right now, almost to the top 10 anyway. Top 12 now. Seated Prune, Either Best Don't Mess, AMG Smithy, Aesop and Bucko are all chasing down the safety car right now, but Vinny Cusin still leads the line with Flawless behind him. And he takes off right now, leaving Flawless, Nemec Gurk and Slowest Kingers in the dust. Flawless trying to cover his tracks here. Nemec Gurk's not able to make the move again. This battle for second place is heating up. And Flawless there goes wide. Nemec Gurk has a chance to move forward here, but the snap causes him to move off it. But another opening being given here. Flawless weaves across. Makes the inside cut. Breaks late though. Flawless is able to keep hold of it just. Looks like Just Tonner has had a bit of a problem here. Going off the track to take over, so I don't know if that'll be legal or not. Nemec Gurk's starting to trailer back a little bit right now. Flawless swinging to the right for that clean air, I think, or something. Slowest Kingers getting ready to make a move himself, but also has to bow out of it due to not being able to catch him there. This looks like a real fixed position right now. Apart from Nemec Gurk goes wide there, giving Flawless a bit of room to breathe. Slowest Kingers unable to do anything there with and snaps here forward. The rest of the grid is starting to catch up here. Ferrari Drowsy does lose a little bit of time there, but is still slowly catching Slowest Kingers. However, Luxie does go off the track there, as you can see. Infinite has been given a 3-second time penalty there for that move that we just witnessed. Tommy Ladd starting to pull away as well from him. Hypnotic finally making his way back into the top 10. After passing Just Tonner, he now turns his attention towards Cerro. Aesop forced to give way to them lot. Obviously now with the track starting to dry out, will people start looking towards pitting soon? Obviously the track still does look a little bit wet, but as soon as DRS is enabled, as you can see right now as we're watching on Flawless' camera perspective, the track is beginning to start to dry. Right now I believe there's some serious action going on here between Seated Prune and Luxie. Nemec Gurk still trailing behind Flawless. Flawless with a lot more ERS though. Nemec Gurk just take it steady here, go for a charge lap or two, and then full on send it realistically. Slowest Kingers also on a higher charge than Nemec Gurk right now, but is a little bit further back because of that. Slowest King is starting to break down a bit, so is Niemet Gurk as Flawless begins to move away. This is where Niemet Gurk could probably get desperate here, lose braking points, and needs to just keep his head right now. Try and keep in those wet patches right now to keep those inters nice and cold but not too warm. As Flawless has a bit of a snap there, costing him some time, and Niemet Gurk to slowly creep back up. But Flawless has a lot more on the full ARS bar, whereas Niemet Gurk only has 80%. Still both quite impressive. It's going to be off soon anyway, because the track is beginning to dry, as you can see. Right now we're in that in-between part right now of where some parts of the track are going to be very wet, where some are going to be quite... going to be a little bit, you know, more dry than others. I couldn't think of the word dry then for a second, it got me going for a minute. And Niemet Gurk picks up a 3-second time penalty. That really is going to put a damper on his hopes here. Niemet Gurk still chasing him down. Obviously we're still having some troubles right now with timing board. It's bloody annoying. But I think soon we will be seeing people getting ready for pitting. Now you're at this sort of position right now where if you give it a few more laps you can maybe see... Oh, and that brings out... Bucko does bring out a safety car here. And Ross Wales bumping into the back of Infinite here has got my 5-second penalty. Now it is the point right now where they begin to look at bringing in the dries. I would still say stick on those softs. Sorry, stick on those dries. Inters, there we go, that's the word. And it looks like A-Serp is going to be the first one to do it. He's going to go on to those softs. With this safety car giving him a bit of an advantage here, realistically. Well, we've got a few minutes, we'll have a look at the penalties involved for now. So right now we've got Niemet Gurk on 3 seconds, with Slowest King is there also on 3 seconds. Drowsy on 6 seconds. Some of that nice and clean. Ross Wales with 11 seconds. I'm going to guess that's from some from penalties and some from that previous 5 seconds that we saw earlier. Oh bugger, that's my other drink gone. Oh no, it's not, it's my glass from the other one. That was very lucky indeed. So then we have also Infinite on 3 seconds, Zero on 8 seconds, and Just Hunter on 14 seconds right now. It's going to be quite difficult for Just Hunter to try and keep his nose clean now and get a good time. And Aesop is somehow magically on 53 times at time penalty. That's pretty much almost a whole lap, which is very weird. No one seems to be pitting yet. So people are trying to make sure that their tyres stay in the decent heat zones that they are. Obviously with the track drying out right now, there's still need to be going around and still trying to find those wet patches and not overheat their tyres, but pretty much keep it nice and steady. Now people are going to start looking at options as moving towards having, maybe looking at dries soon. It looks decent so far. There's still quite a lot of dry patches showing up now in sector 3. The safety car is still in, but we may be seeing an influx of drivers soon. And you can see right now only 2 people right now are on into tyres. Sorry, on dry tyres. Vinny Cusin pits, so does Nemec Gurk. And Slowest King has been forced to slow down there. And Drowsy. There we go, a lot of people going onto the softs right now. Weirdly, Drow's gone onto the mediums. Only has 10 laps, but still going through. And there's a bit of a miscommunication there between Just Tonner and Infinite there, causing both of those two to slow down. So Vinny Cusin choosing the medium tyres here. So I would have gone in with the softs realistically, for just 10 laps. Maybe a bit of miscommunication there with his driver crew or whatnot. But Nemec Gurk and Slowest King has been given a real advantage here right now. Aesop bumping into the back of Flawless, causing him to take a 5-second penalty. And with the safety car in this lap, a lot of the people who were behind originally are going to have to hurry up now and get back to them. Flawless has the chance here to make some real distance, but with the track almost completely dry, his plan may have backfired on himself here. And he's pretty much one of the few to not be pitting. So Flawless is off again, but will anybody be able to go? Oh no! Hypnotic blocks Nemec Gurk there. By the looks of it, I don't think it's caused any wing damage, but it's a very dangerous move nonetheless. Cusin, flawless going out wide there by the looks of it, and that is costing him some serious time being on those wet tyres, on those inter tyres. He's not going to have nowhere near the pace of everybody else. His world is going to come crashing down pretty soon. This is not how it's meant to go for the Mercedes. Right now, Nemec Gurk has a big chance here to take over Vinny Cusin and can get a win for the Haas. He's all over the back of him here. Now, Nemec Gurk really needs to make a move in these early laps here, because when near the end, Vinny Cusin is going to have the advantages. Those softs will start to die around that lap 9-10. And that snap is definitely not helping anybody, especially with slowest Kings there. But Vinny Cusin still goes off here and goes into the wall. And doesn't go into the wall. He saves himself, luckily, from all problems. Flawless, jumps into the pits quickly. But right now, slowest Kingers, on his return debut, has the lead. All he has to do now is just stick with it. Lucy ignoring those blue flags by the looks of it. And Albert Stuntmess has retired from the session. Don't know whereabouts. I think he may have retired on track here. Unable to see where he is. I think he may have gone to the pit lane to retire, which is what you meant to do. Now Slowest King is really pulling out some leads here from Nemec Gurk here, but Acerp's obviously going to have some bit of blocking on him, but with that blue flag coming up, he's going to let him pass soon. He may pick up the DRS here from it. Does not. Just Tonner setting the new fastest lap of the race. Lawless fresh out the pits. Don't know where he is on the leaderboard right now, as the leaderboard has had a heart attack by the much. Nemec Gurk chasing the back of Slowest Kingers. He needs to keep it under a second here pretty much, because then he will have a chance at that DRS. A very good corner there from Nemec Gurk there, pushing through to avoid any sort of problems. However, that snap there causes some trouble there. Now with DRS being enabled, this should make racing a lot more interesting now. Slowest King is setting the all-time fastest lap, knocking 3 seconds off completely. Lee McGurk still a while away though from Slowest Kingers. On about both. ASERP has now been disqualified fully. He had too many time penalties. With a snap there causes even more problems. Right now, this is a 2-horse race. As they pass it like there, a bit of a spin. And Slowest Kingers has taken a spin. Oh dear. That's now 2 people that have had a serious spin. And it's cost him some serious problems here. Hypnotic chasing the back of Slowest King is not going to give him. Lee McGurk can win this for Haas right now. Drowsy here moving on the back of AMG Smithy. Sorry, Lee McGurk moving on the back of AMG Smithy. This is heating up right now. Lee McGurk needs to just try and hold this. Vinny Cusin now being given a penalty. Right now, Hypnotic and Tommy Ladd, the only people to have... Oh, pardon me. The only people to have not had a penalty yet. Here we go, near the end. The last few laps. Lee McGurk just needs to bring it home. Drowsy needs to desperately try and do something here. Drowsy needs to really pull his finger out here. Infinite's going to now be having DRS on Vinny Cusin, who's just passed him. It looks to be child's play here, really, of a quite an easy turnover, but Vinny Cusin keeps it going by braking a little bit late there. That's going to cost him some time here and his position. Both drivers now have equal DRS. However, Vinny Cusin does have the DRS here, but will it be enough to move on and take that position? A lock up there does help him out a little bit to slow down, however it's not enough. Now it's the roles reversed. Vinny Cusin has DRS and Infinite is out of ERS. Both cars weaving around a little bit. And now Vinny Cusin takes the lead. Slowest King has come up the back of Drowsy. On the last lap here, he needs to make something happen to have a chance at the podium, or a chance at second place podium. Drowsy needs to just hold on now and not mess up. Vinny Cusin and Infinite still battling away quite closely. Vinny Cusin having to defend like his life's on it. Let's two go over the hill. They look to be neck and neck here pretty much. Vinny Cusin being knocked off the track very well there by Infinite, and a good takeover. Vinny Cusin, however, is on the inside lane and does the exact same thing to Infinite, but they do collide and both go off track. Infinite going off a little bit more than the other one. But Nemec Gurk takes the win. Slowest Kingers, third place. From his debut, a podium place is very impressive. It could have been the win, obviously, but we don't focus on that here. And he did very well for himself. And a big race overall. Here we see overall who did what. A very good play there from Infinite and Cero, starting both 16th and 11th, however coming 5th and 6th equally. Some good racing today. A bit unlucky for Ross Wales, who had to drop back a few places there, but overall a very well done from the top 3 podium places. Slowest Kingers, Drowsy and Nemec Girk all doing very well for themselves. This could be a good jack. Anyway, that has been the end of this race. I have been RH Storms, and I thank you for watching. Please come tomorrow.